Okay, well, I'm broadcasting now. So we're gonna do number 2. Okay. So for the TOEFL, we're gonna here. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Hold on. We're gonna do this instead.
Number one. In this question,
Okay, we're not gonna do number 1. But let me tell you until it up, it goes to number 2 that you can have the script here. Let me show you. Here it is. Here you have the script for the speaking section number 2. Okay, so you can download the script there. I'm gonna show you. So here you click on it and you can download the document. Okay, so this is the script for number 2. Okay, so basically, what we're gonna have is we're gonna have number 2. There's gonna be a change in the university. Okay, they're always talking about the university. So there's always a change in the university. Something happens in the university. Okay, something happens in the university. So in that sense, there's a change. Something happened, and there are always 2 reasons for that change. Okay, and then after that, there are 2 students that talk about the change, and one of them usually is not in favor of that change. Sometimes he or she is in favor of that change, but most of the time he's not going to be in favor of the change. Okay, so I would say that 75% of the time he's against the change, and 25 he's in favor of the change. And he or she will always give 2 reasons. Okay, 2 reasons, and each reason will have like supporting ideas. Okay, so basically here, what we need to do is we need to, like here, we need to talk about the change. Okay, so here we talk about the change that happened there. Okay, change. Here we talk about the change. Here we say if he or she is against the change. Okay, and then we have reason number 1 here, and then reason number 2 for his or her position on the change. Okay, so we're gonna have 1 minute. So basically we need to spend the first 20 seconds talking about the change, and then we're gonna spend 20 seconds talking about the first reason why he is against the change or in favor of the change, and the other 20 seconds for the second reason on why he's against or in favor of the change. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna do this. Okay, so please pay attention here.
Number 2. In this question, you will be asked to talk about a familiar topic.
No, this is
After
not.
you hear the question, you will have 15 seconds to prepare a response and
I'm sorry, no, we need a number two in this test is like number like doesn't exist any longer. So let's wait a little bit so that I can show you the question number two that we have now so that you can practice. Okay, any questions until here? Any questions whatsoever?
No, teacher.
Okay. So let's wait a little bit and then we're gonna do this. Uh, mm, okay, so let's do it. Okay, so let's be ready to take notes here. We're gonna start. Basically, we're gonna first read a paragraph, and from there we need to like extract this. Okay, we're gonna extract that. Okay, so let's wait a little bit. Okay, we're almost there.
listen to a talk and answer a question about them. After you hear the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare a response and 60 seconds to record the response. A university professor is switching to a new position. Read the article from the university about the professor. You will have 45 seconds to read the article. Begin reading now.
Guys, listen.
Now listen to two students discussing the article.
I don't like this at all.
Why not? She's done a lot for the philosophy department, like, well, hiring some great new teaching assistants and putting together seminars.
Well, she has trouble organizing schedules.
What do you mean?
Well, she only realized last minute that she didn't have enough teaching assistants in the department, so some classes got canceled.
Oh,
And I wanted to take a special 2-week philosophy course in Europe. She was supposed to sign all the paperwork, but she didn't do it in time, so I missed the whole trip.
oh wow. So organization's not her strong point, I guess.
Yeah. Besides, she's always critical. A lot of us on the team have complained to the university about her aggressive coaching style.
Oh, really? I met her. I mean, I thought she was nice.
Well, my friend, she had some serious problems in her family. She went to talk to Professor Fox, and,
Yeah? What happened?
well, she wanted emotional support from someone she looked up to. But instead, Professor Fox made all kinds of critical comments. Maybe she's good at philosophy, but she's not a counselor. When students go to the dean, they go because they need someone to talk to, not so someone can criticize them.
Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to do this. Okay, so what is the change here? What is the change?
A position. Switching a new position. That's is Professor Fox Dean.
Okay,
They offered her a new position. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Okay,
So
thank you.
the
So,
change comes here, okay? Here it comes the change. So we'll say here that Professor Fox will be filling the vacant dean of students position. Okay,
Teacher, what does it mean, deal?
dean is
Dean is like
rector,
rector.
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 Perdón? Ah, rector.
Yes.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so what are the two reasons? There's always two reasons for the change. Why? What are the two reasons here? What's the first reason? Why is she like gonna be selected as the dean of students?
Because her capacities with philosophy class are good, and also
Okay, the first
Okay, the
reason
first reason
that
that
she has what? Why is she good? What trait does she have when she was the head of the philosophy department? What skills did she demonstrate?
she was good with communication.
Uh,
I didn't wrote that because
here,
it was reading, but
here it is.
where is she a first five additional? Working well with the students? Strong organizational norms are.
Yes, that's number one.
Yeah, but that is like the things they need to that position.
Yes. There's two reasons. Why is she filling this vacant position? First, she allegedly has a very strong organizational skills. And secondly,
Head of
she's
the
able to work well with students, right?
Yeah.
So this is number one, this is number two. Okay, there are always two reasons for the change. So there's a change in the university. What's the change? That this person will fill this position. That's the change. And there are always two reasons. You're going to find that in the TOEFL. There are always two reasons for the change. First reason is that she has a strong organizational skills, and the second reason is that she's able to work well with students. Okay, those are the two reasons. So we need to rewrite that here. Okay, we need to rewrite that here. I'm going to show you. Okay, so uh, mm, Professor Fox has strong organizational skills demonstrated when she was the head of the philosophy department. Okay, on top of that what? On top of that, she's able to work well with students. Due to the fact that as head as the head women's as the head women's soccer coach, she she proved to be very supportive with students. Accordingly, she will be filling the vacant in student's position. Okay, so I'm rewriting everything. Okay, so let me show you. Let me show you with the clock because we need to take only 20 seconds for this. Okay, so let's see if we got those 20 seconds. Hold on here. Professor Fox has the strong organizational skills demonstrated when she was the head of the philosophy department. On top of that, she's able to work well with students due to the fact that as head women's soccer coach, she proved to be very supportive with students. Accordingly, she'll be filling the vacant dean student's position. The student does not advocate with that idea for the following reasons. Okay, so basically, the student is in favor or is not in favor of that?
Not in favor of that.
Oh. Okay, because she's not in favor, we're going to put here not. The student does not advocate with that idea, okay, for the following reasons. First, she believes that Professor Fox doesn't have strong organizational skills due to the fact that she has demonstrated she has had trouble organizing schedules where they were not enough as they were not enough, there were not enough teaching as various courses were canceled because there were not enough teaching assistants. Teaching assistants. Plus, she didn't sign some paperwork on time. So the student missed an important trip. That's the first reason. The second, in addition, she doesn't work well with students. Or she's always critical. She's been known for her aggressive coaching style. To illustrate, and the student had a serious problem with her family and wanted emotional support. Instead, Professor Fox made all kinds of critical comments. Okay, so let's see. So I'm gonna answer this and then you're gonna see how it's done. Okay, so we begin. Professor Hawks has strong organizational skills demonstrated when she was the head of the philosophy department. On top of that, she's able to work well with students due to the fact that she was the women's head coach and proved to be very supportive with students. Accordingly, she'll be filling the vacant dean of students position. The student does not advocate with that idea for the following reasons. Firstly, she believes that Professor Fox doesn't have strong organizational skills due to the fact that she has had trouble organizing schedules. In fact, various courses were canceled because there were not enough teaching assistants. Plus, she didn't sign some paperwork, so the student missed an important trip. In addition, she doesn't work well with students. Four, she's always critical. She has been known for her aggressive coaching style. To illustrate, the student had a serious problem with her family and wanted emotional support. Instead, Professor Fox made all kind of critical comments. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that's what we wanna uh, 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 that's what we wanna have. Okay, that I don't know if you understood everything or if you have any questions with number 2.
No, teacher, everything is fine. A
Okay.
little bit complicated because it's like little time to do that, to prepare all of that. It's like a summary and then like a comment. So
Yes, it's like that. Yes, but it's I wrote it down and but you're gonna have enough time. The thing is that you need to practice in order to achieve that. Okay, but that's the thing. The key here is to identify very quickly what's the change. There's always a change. 100% of the time, there's a change in the university. There's always, or the school. They're always talking about schools or universities. I have never seen in these 8 years that I have been studying and teaching TOEFL, one question, number two, that doesn't talk about the school or the university. They always talk about that. Okay, they always talk. It's not a rule, but they always do. And there's always a change, and there are always two reasons for the change. We need to identify that. And then the student will not advocate means that the student is not in favor, does not advocate with that idea, means that the student does not agree with that idea. And he or she will always give two reasons why he or she is in favor, or maybe, sorry, why he or she is against, or maybe in favor of the idea. Always two reasons. I've never seen, again, 3 reasons in my whole 8 years of teaching TOEFL, or 5 reasons. No, there's always 2 reasons. And he or she is gonna provide some examples, support, or facts to support these 2 reasons. Okay, so that's the key here, to identify very quickly. Okay, so that's something that we're gonna see in the real TOEFL. That's why I always talk about this simulation, even though this simulation is somehow old, it's very good because even here, like number 2 is actually number 3, but regardless of that, it's a very great example. Okay, because if you like have I don't know, here I have like Magoosh, this platform called Magoosh. If we do this, it's probably not gonna be as a structure as a test from ETS. Okay, so that's something very important. We're gonna do some of this, but they're not gonna be as a structure. Okay, so we need to fit this into our script. O sea, lo que quiero decir es de que yo sí les dije desde el inicio que lo importante era que practiquen material oficial, aunque sea antiguo. Por ejemplo, en esta pregunta 2 acá se muestra como la 3, pero no importa. O sea, más allá de eso, es un muy buen ejemplo. Porque en estos exámenes que son oficiales, nosotros vamos a tener esta estructura. Siempre va a haber un cambio y siempre van a haber 2 razones para dicho cambio. El estudiante va a estar o a favor o en contra, normalmente en contra, y va a dar 2 razones para estar en contra o a favor. Y esas 2 razones van a tener algunos ejemplos, ¿no? Ahora, en el Magoosh, que vamos a igual practicar, tal vez no esté así de clarita la estructura. Sí, pero de nuevo, o sea, en el TOEFL real, aunque parezca un poco contradictorio, en realidad es muy estructurado. O sea, las preguntas son como que todas son similares, o sea, todas las dos tienen esta estructura del speaking, ¿no? Entonces, en estos exámenes que encontramos online, por ejemplo, este Magoosh es muy bueno, es de los mejores, pero de todas maneras no es como el TOEFL original, para nada, ¿no? Y así es el material del Internet. Entonces, pero de todas maneras vamos a hacer este material, vamos a practicar, pero tomar en cuenta que cuando practiquemos con este Magoosh, tal vez no esté tan claro el tema de que son dos razones y demás. Okay, so we're gonna see that. I needed to say that in Spanish so that there's no questions. Okay, any questions thus far?
Number one. In the
Any questions? No questions, right? Okay, no questions. So we're gonna do this uh from Magoosh. Okay, so I'm gonna send you this. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to read, and then we're gonna listen. Okay, let's prepare. Okay, we're gonna listen.
Now listen to two students discussing the announcement.
So did you hear that the university is cutting its transportation budget and ending all bus service?
I did hear that. But it's no big deal, right? I mean, the university is also compensating all students with $50 vouchers for public transportation. The vouchers can be used on, the subway and public buses. So, it sounds like there won't be a big problem.
Are you kidding me? This is going to be horribly inconvenient. I mean, first of all, there's no public transportation to the DeWolf Science Center. It's far away from any subway and bus station, And getting there will require a 20-minute walk through some of the worst neighborhoods in the city.
I guess that will be a problem for some people. But try to look at it this way. There's too much division in this country between university students and the people who live in the cities around them. Won't this encourage a spirit of togetherness, like when we're all using the same public transportation?
But actually, I think that this policy, that it won't help create much new interaction between students and city dwellers at all.
Why not?
Well, because $50 is not very much money. I mean, it'll probably only cover about a month's worth of subway or bus passes. And, most students won't be able to afford to take public transportation. So with students forced to walk everywhere, I just don't understand where all of this great new interaction is going to be happening.
The female student expresses her opinion about why she disagrees with the university's new policy. State her opinion and explain the reasons she gives for holding that opinion.
Okay, we're gonna listen one more time, please.
Now listen to two students discussing the announcement.
So did you hear that the university is cutting its transportation budget and ending all bus service?
I did hear that. But it's no big deal, right? I mean, the university is also compensating all students with $50 vouchers for public transportation. The vouchers can be used on, the subway and public buses. So, it sounds like there won't be a big problem.
Are you kidding me? This is going to be horribly inconvenient. I mean, first of all, there's no public transportation to the DeWolf Science Center. It's far away from any subway and bus station, and getting there will require a 20-minute walk through some of the worst neighborhoods in the city.
I guess that will be a problem for some people. But try to look at it this way. There's too much division in this country between university students and the people who live in the cities around them. Won't this encourage a spirit of togetherness, like when we're all using the same public transportation?
But actually, I think that this policy, that it won't help create much new interaction between students and city dwellers at all.
Why not?
Well, because $50 is not very much money. I mean, it'll probably only cover about a month's worth of subway or bus passes. And, most students won't be able to afford to take public transportation. So with students forced to walk everywhere, I just don't understand where all of this great new interaction is going to be happening.
The female student expresses her opinion about why she disagrees with the university's new policy. State her opinion and explain the reasons she gives for holding that opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to prepare. And then we're gonna start. Okay, let's please begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay, so the change in the university is that a complementary transport is no longer available. Instead, students will have $50 in vouchers so they can use them in public transport and immerse in the city that surrounds the college. Accordingly to an interaction of two students, the female doesn't advocate since she thinks the bus's routes doesn't cover all the all the centers of the college. As the Wolf Science Center, it is dangerous for students to walk there. Also, she says that the policy won't help interactions because $50 is not enough for covering all the tickets of transportation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
So it was good, but let's try to make it a little bit better. But it was good though. Okay, so basically we have here. Accordingly, the change is the university won't offer will no longer offer complementary transportation by bus. The first reason would be students will be given a $50 pass for public transportation. The second one, each semester. On top of that, the university wants students to interact with city dwellers. More.
Dwellers are the surroundings of the city that cover the college, that surrounds the
No,
college.
dwellers
Oh.
is like people who walk.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so or who lives there, okay? So it's like dwell is live, o sea, los habitantes, los city dwellers means like the people who live in the city, who are in the round, los que están ahí, digamos, ¿no? The dwellers. Okay, so city dwellers would be ciudadanos, would be. Ciudadano caminante, ¿no? O sea, a eso se refiere, ¿no? A ciudadano en ese sentido. Ok, los que viven, o sea, los que están transitando por ahí. Okay, so the university will no longer offer transportation by bus. Complimentary. The student does not advocate with that idea. Firstly, what's the first reason? She believes that it would be horribly inconvenient due to the fact that there is no public transportation to the Wolf, I think the Wolf Science Center. Since it is far away from any subway or bus station. Getting there will require a 20-minute walk through some of the worst neighborhoods in the city. In addition, she doesn't believe this policy will help create much new interaction. For $50, would only probably cover 1 month of bus passes and subways. Hence, most students and since most students won't be able to afford to buy those passes or problem okay. Hence, students would be forced to walk everywhere, and there won't be much new interaction. Okay, so let's read. Students will be given a $50 pass for public transportation each semester. On top of that, the university wants students to interact with city dwellers more. Accordingly, the university will no longer offer complimentary transportation by bus. The student does not advocate with that idea for the following reasons. Firstly, she believes that it would be horribly inconvenient due to the fact that there's no public transportation to the Wolf Science Center since it's far away from any subway or bus station. Getting there will require a 20-minute walk through some of the worst neighborhoods in the city. In addition, she doesn't believe this policy will help create much new interaction. For $50 is not a lot of money and would only probably cover 1 month of bus passes and subways. Hence, students would be forced to walk everywhere and there won't be much new interaction. Okay, so that's the way we should like try to respond, okay? So I know that this is like kind of forced. That's the problem with Magoosh, okay? The problem with Magoosh is that this is not necessarily a reason for this change, okay? This is not like a reason, right? In this Magoosh example, there's probably one reason in the two changes, let's say, or two results here. But that's the problem with Magoosh. But in the real TOEFL, you're always going to have two very clear reasons, okay? So this is not probably a clear reason, but that's only because we're doing this exercise with Magoosh, okay? So if it wasn't Magoosh, it probably be much clearer, okay? So we're going to practice one more time. Any questions until here?
I didn't understand like the Magoosh style. Like, yeah, I didn't understand.
Okay, so
Like,
you don't
why
understand
would they put, like
yeah,
the first option, the students will be given $50 pass for public transportation.
yes, this is not like a reason, right? I understand that. This is not you're saying that this is not like a reason, something like that.
Yeah,
So-
like the main reason.
Okay, yes. So in Magoosh, it's not so clear. Okay, so that's the problem we have with Magoosh. So the change is that the university will no longer offer complimentary transportation by bus. That's the change. And there should be two reasons. Okay. So it's not very clear in Magush that this of course is one reason. The university wants students to interact with city dwellers more. And the second reason is not so clear because it's Magush. Okay, so that's the problem with Magush. We try to fit here, but you're gonna see that in the real TOEFL, you're gonna have two very clear reasons here. Okay, so it's gonna be much clearer there. Okay. O sea, en Magush, digamos, lamentablemente, porque no es oficial, acá no está muy claro que esta sea una razón para esto, ¿no? Así es, lamentablemente. Pero en el TOEFL oficial vas a encontrar siempre dos razones, ¿no? O sea, una razón, otra razón y el resultado de ambas, ¿no? O sea, el cambio. Okay, so that's the difference with Magush. Okay, you're gonna see that. Now I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm gonna show you another TOEFL example. You're gonna see that. Okay, you're gonna see that there's.
You will read a short passage, listen to a talk, and answer a question about them. After you hear the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare a response and 60 seconds to record the response.
Okay, we're only gonna analyze the reading part, okay? We're not gonna do this.
Now read a letter that a student has written to the university newspaper. You have 50 seconds to read the letter. Begin reading now.
Okay, let's read, please. Okay, so can you find this in here, like the two reasons and the change? What are the two reasons and what's the change?
Okay, the change is that they want to shorten the seminar hours.
Yes, that's the change. And what's the
Or-
first reason?
The first reason is that no one can concentrate for 3 hours straight.
Okay.
And the other one is that people stop learning.
Yes. Stop learning like from the third hour.
Yeah.
And the third hour is just a waste of time. Okay, so it's very clear, right? En este TOEFL, en el TOEFL real, es bien clarito. ¿Te has fijado? Muy clarito. Este es el cambio y hay dos razones. Incluso acá lo dicen muy claramente. Hay dos razones, así literalmente. Okay, so it's not going to be difficult in the real TOEFL to find these two reasons, okay? In Magush, we have this problem that is not very clear that one of them is the reason. But in the real TOEFL, it's going to be very, very clear. So I would say here, like, I don't know. Most students cannot concentrate for 3 hours for a 3-hour seminar. On top of that, the last hour is basically a waste of time because people stop concentrating and stop learning. Accordingly, this Tim Lawson proposed that history seminars be shortened from 3 hours to 2 hours. Okay, I don't know who's Tim Lawson. I don't know if he's a teacher or if he's a student. We're gonna listen to that. But it's a student. A student has proposed. But that would be the structure there. Okay, I don't know if you get it there.
Yes.
Yes, that would be the structure. And then we're gonna see like all the reasons and all the things. Okay, so I don't know if you have any questions here.
No.
Okay, so let's fill out the